Hi guys, I'm Martikar, and today instead of a vlog, I decided to make a very special video of Pleasantview. The last episode of, I'm not counting the best moments one, the last episode was aired on 21st September 2015, so over a year ago. And of course that doesn't mean I stopped playing. I've played a lot since then, and you actually might not recognize some people anymore, and there are a lot of new people in the game, but I think it's I've been thinking about making an update for a long time, but I never got to do it really. But here today is the day when I'm gonna do the Pleasantview update, so enjoy. Okay, so I think maybe I will show you the town first. Grass. Yes. That's the new Pleasantview. Probably half of the houses that are now occupied are added by me. Only half of the families live in the original houses, and there's one there on the hill, but we'll get to that. Okay, I think first maybe we can go downtown because I might forget about it later, so yeah. Okay, we are downtown, and there are two families living here. Oh, Jesus Christ. Maybe first okay, let's begin with Connor. Oh, he's at work. Oh no, 4 p.m. Oh Jesus. Okay, we'll wait. Okay, so maybe I will remind you who Connor is. I believe it was there were two episodes about him, and one of them was one of the last ones. He was the guy who was at college when I when I was recording. So yeah, he is now half through the adulthood, and he has a wife. He looks completely different, and he is the mayor of the mayor. I can't say that word properly. The mayor. Yeah, he's the mayor of Pleasantview. How do I say that? He took the job after his dad, kind of. I mean, he tried to be in other jobs like architecture and another one, I guess, but he kept being fired because of chains card and stuff. And he eventually ended up being in political. And just to remind you, Connor is a grandchild of Jennifer. He's a burb of Jennifer and John. Yes, Jennifer and John had a son after Lucy, and Connor is the son of this son. And this son, Conrad, used to be the mayor, but he retired, so that was the time for Connor to be the mayor. There is another sim in the town close to being mayor, but we'll get to that. Yeah, so he married a diva. Her name was Carrie something, I can't remember anymore. But yeah, he is the downtown diva, and she is very beautiful. I like this face template really, even though it's not super regularly shaped and stuff. She has kind of a not kind of a Jewish nose, I believe. And she's thinking about woohoo. Okay. Because she wants to have a baby, so I guess that's nice. But I really, really, really like the way she looks, and I believe they will have really mixed children, which is good. Yeah, so I think that's it about Connor. He's gonna have a baby soon, and that's their house. They live downtown in a house like that. It's very similar to In Vitro Lesbians' house, which is interesting. Maybe they will be the first family in Pleasantview that I will go to, because they are kind of iconic for the series. And now let's get to something very interesting. The Broke family. Do you recognize this beautiful man? Where are you? Philip, are you sleeping? Oh, okay, so that's a good angle actually. Yeah, so the story about that is that Philip didn't want to get old, and I used to want him to. Oh God, that's a lot of wants. Okay, and I used to want him to die before he turns into an elder, like commit suicide or something. But I thought that I've never had a vampire in the series, like ever in the Sims game, because I don't like them really, and you actually could have noticed that already. But I thought, what the hell? It's Sims 2. I like to experiment in this game, so so yeah, I can have a vampire. There are other things that I experimented with also, so yeah, so well, he is technically dead, right? If he's a vampire, and I think being a vampire really suits him. Like, really, he was just born or unborn to be a vampire. Yes. And here we have Georgia Newson, who is a vampire too. And that's a funny story because when Philip, well, of course, he was the one, the Count Ethan stuff was the one. Oh, he's also going to sleep. He was the one transforming Philip into a vampire, but never mind. Yeah, so when Philip made Georgia a vampire, she got depressed and nuts. She, like, you know, the doctor thing. Her aspiration bar went all the way red. She apparently had a fear to become a vampire, and I didn't know about that because I was playing with Philip at the time. So it was really weird. And I also made, I will show you next after this. I made a mental clinic. Yeah, and Sims that are not happy with their life or go insane through some fear that happened in their life, they go there to feel better, and then... Oh, okay, I will show you. Okay, I have 2 vampires. I don't play with them anymore because they don't get older, so I will only play with them if I really need them. And they have a son, if you remember, but that town is really complicated, so let's get to that later. I will explain everything on the way. I was supposed to show you the mental clinic. Yes, it's here. Okay, so here we have Dr. Marty Kaur. Pun intended. And yeah, and here's the clinic. I made it from like a house that was in the bin because I'm of course, as always, too lazy to build something myself. And yeah, there are rooms. There's one for Georgia as well. Yeah, and lately Georgia and Alice Caliente were here because Alice wasn't too happy with her life either. So, and I wanted to have more than one sim in the clinic. So yeah, and there is a lady, Isabella, that cleans everything and cooks meals and stuff. We need a person like that here, right? The aging is off on this lot, so yeah, everything is even still, even if someone goes here. And here is this. If you go through your treatment successfully, because the goal is to be able to be happy yourself. So I make the Sims that go here do whatever they want, like fulfill all their wants, all their whims, to get at least the golden aspiration meter. This. And then, as a reward of a good treatment, they get to reprogram themselves if they want to. So Alice got a new aspiration out of that. Well, okay. And probably new chemistry stuff. I can't remember anymore. Yeah, and this stuff is like in the attic. Yeah. Yeah, and there are plenty of stuff to be creative or just have some fun or learn skills. Everyone has a bookshelf in the room and stuff. I think it's a pretty decent place. Yeah, and there's like a garden here with a fountain and benches and everything, and it's really beautiful. And there's also a pool. You can do anything you want. Yeah, so that's the mental clinic. Okay, so the house up on the hill is actually Alice. But that's a long story. I will go to the family and tell you that after I'm in. Yeah, there was a lot of stuff happening here. I don't know if you remember, but in like 9th or 10th or whatever episode, Alice had an affair with Gallagher. Well, more like Gallagher had an affair with Alice because he was the one that was married. So yeah, there's something really bad happened with my game in this case, because they were on a date somewhere, like on a community lot, and they had woohoo in a car like 2 or 3 times because they wanted to have it like 2 or 3 times in a row. And even though I was using the safe woohoo thing, because you know I used a lot of mods, Alice got pregnant, and it was so weird. Like, what the hell? There was definitely a bug happening there. But yeah, eventually Gallagher ended up getting divorced with Heidi. We'll get to Heidi next. And I think it's better to watch the series again before watching this episode. Yeah, and they now live together like on the Maverick or something house up on the hill to avoid the, you know, gossips and stuff. And they have a son. Yes, they have a son named Brandon, after Brandy. But he's a nuisance, and he is the worst person to match with anyone, because he is a nuisance plus broke, which are the 2 most populated families in my town. But okay, he is gonna be with a goth person. Okay, so that's Brandon, and he's already a teenager. Show your face because you're really cute. Yeah, that's Brandon. Yeah, he looks kinda girly, but he is very, very pretty. He's a very pretty man. That's why he's gonna be gay. So that's Alice. She's an elder already, and Gallagher is an elder as well, and he looks completely different because I suddenly noticed that he is very handsome and decided to change his look. But now he's old, so he doesn't look good anymore. And of course they have millions of dogs. The old Dalmatians... Are you serious? The old Dalmatians died. So there's only Dowie. But we also got a Chow Chow named Leo and this named Goosey. Can't remember what this... It's some terrier dog, I can remember. Did you really pee on this guy? Leo, why did Leo pee on Leo? Oh god, this game is just cracking me up. Maybe now let's go to the lesbians. Here. Okay, not really much changed in this family. It's Carol who is close to be a mayor, because she's a senator now. Maybe we'll wait for the boys to come back from school. I will show you how not similar to each other they are. And Carrie is a stylist. There's nothing really much to say. Yeah, the boys don't look very alike. I was hoping for them to look at least like a little like brothers, but they don't look similar at all. Like, only the hair color is the thing that they have in common, and everything else is different. He looks definitely too much like Goths, and he looks definitely too much like Brokes. So their father's genes didn't really get into that, I guess. Only like the gray eyes, and maybe no, you have actually your nose after Carol, I think. Yeah, so yeah, Nathan looks a bit like Alexander, and Oliver is actually very handsome, but he looks a lot like Brooks, like Dustin, a bit. Yeah. So, but okay, I adore them anyway. Yeah, and they will actually soon go to college. Time flies. Okay, now let's go. I have a list of families, and let's go. Just like one after another as I have them written on the list. So first, Pleasant. Already showing you the new hobby of Britney. Yeah. Buck is already an elder. He is a son of Angela and Dustin. He's a Pleasant because I wanted to get rid of the Broke last name. Only Philip has it. So yeah, so that's Brittany, and she is suing stuff all the time. She quit her job as a police woman. He is an astronaut. Luke lives somewhere else. Luke probably was like a baby when I recorded this family last time. Oh god. Luke is an adult now, so yeah. And he complicates things, but we'll get to that. Okay. And yeah, and they have a store where they sell clothes that and curtains and stuff that Brittany makes, but the store is open like 2 times a week, only because she needs time to make the stuff to sell. So yeah, and they even have a sauna like in the hall on the first floor. That's really weird. But yeah, they used to live in this like not really a big house, but Buck got 2 big how do I say that, big bonuses, like of 50,000 simoleons, so they had an additional 100,000 simoleons. So they bought this really big house, and they still have plenty of money left. So yeah. Okay, so now Gavin. I don't like this family too much, I must admit. Oh god. Oh wow. No, Luna, you're not gonna marry Vincent. I'm sorry, but no. Yeah, so that's Gavin as an elder, nothing really much to show, and that's Meadow as an elder too. Jaden lives somewhere else, but we'll get to Jaden. Jaden is a complicated person in this town. Oh, and Luna is on a date with Vincent Roseland. Yeah. I don't really like Luna too much. I don't know, it's just... I don't want to be superficial, but she's not too pretty and not too interesting, I guess. She is kind of a plain character. I almost regret that she was even born. I know it sounds really bad. Someone is calling me. Mom, stop calling me when I record videos. Yeah, so I'm actually thinking of killing her. But I will definitely make a story of it. But we'll see. And now the Goth family. The Chvir family. Yeah, so Alexander Goth is already dead. I'm sorry. And actually Lucy Burb, Lucy Goth, Lucy Burb, now Goth, and Bo Broke, now Kierney, are the only well, not counting Philip, are the only pre-made Sims that are left in my town, and they are actually gonna be dead soon, especially Lucy. So yeah, it's happening. But yeah, we still have Siderius. He's a fat alien now. He didn't change much except of getting fat. And we have LaShawn. She's pretty fine. She changed her looks a little bit, but she's still her. And we have a Pyron. Yes! The not green alien baby. He's super cute and he looks a bit like Ash Ketchum, but I really like him. And actually, he is gonna be the one that is gonna be with Brandon. Yes. That's super cute. I think they are perfect for each other. Yeah, and we have another Sim, Celeste. I think she looks pretty much like Stella, even though I'm really avoiding the firstborn syndrome now. But, you know, it just happens sometimes. She doesn't have too good of a relationship with Stella because Stella actually probably moved out when she was a toddler still or something. Yeah. And that's it, I think. Stella lives with Jaden now, so but there is more of the story. So yeah, so I guess that's it. Pyron is halfway through being a teenager already. He was just born when I was playing on the record with this family. That's just crazy. And there's an additional room that I made here for Celeste, but now Lucy lives in here in it. And here's a Pyron's room. Yeah, so that's it. Here used to be the place where Alexander used to do all the warlock stuff. Yeah, because he had an alien baby and he worked at Paranormal, which I have a proof of here. And he was and he was also a warlock. Yeah, he was a very busy man. Yeah, okay, next family. Newson age. Yeah. A lot of people in this one. Okay, so first of all, Heidi remarried. Got remarried? She wants to have 20 grandchildren. Are you crazy, Heidi? Well, she already has 3, so that I think that's the point where they want 20. But you have only 3 kids. Yeah, she married Jack Thomason, which was the butler. And I think it was about time to get him into a family, because he seemed to be immortal or something. Yeah, there's Christina, the oldest one. The oldest? Yes, she's the oldest. She won't have children because she's identical as Thomas, so I don't really see a point in that. But yeah, Thomas got married to Hazel. She's a bit younger than him, but I think they are perfect for each other. They are both very, very attractive, so I'm hoping that this baby here, Indigo Newson, is gonna be very pretty. It's a she. Yeah, so that's Hazel. She looks totally like Evelyn. We'll get to Evelyn soon. Yeah, there was also Anna in this family, but we'll get to that once again. Not much changed in the house, I think. There are 2 dogs now, not 4, because Gallagher took some of them, I guess. Yeah, the Dalmatians that died. Yeah, and that's it. Okay, I think I will break the rule now and go straight to Lothario's, because I keep mentioning some Sims and I know you're gonna get confused. So first we're gonna go to Evelyn and see how she is doing, And then we can go to Anna, because I know it's gonna be really hard to understand at this point. Where are the Lotharios? Oh, okay. Yeah, so this family was shown probably at the very beginning of the Pleasantview series when I used to record it. So Victor is a son of Don Lothario, so he was a player as well, but only until like his 40s, I guess, because then he got married and he has 2 kids. Yes. And the woman he got married to is Evelyn Lothario, which might be kind of a soap opera thing, because he used to sleep with her mother, with her aunt, and pretty much half of the town. So, and he suddenly like got married to Evelyn. I think I thought that would be a good plot twist, and they are really good together actually. Yeah, and they have twins. Here's Raphael. He's asleep, but never mind. And he is just spot on Victor. And here's Sylvia. That is spot on Evelyn, except that she has darker hair. But from facial features, the son is like the father, and the daughter is like the mom. So I don't really think I like that, because I like mixing genes, but well, okay then. I think they might have another baby actually. I'm thinking about that. We'll see. Yeah, so I think that's it. Evelyn is she works at the law enforcement, at the police. He is a professional party guest, like Olive Spector. And yeah, and that's pretty much it. Here are the kids. The house didn't change much. Ivy Kapoor is of course dead already. Where's her grave? Oh, and they have a sauna too. Oh, here. Yeah. I'm not sure where Don lies though. I think his grave is back at the Lothario's house, like at the original Lothario's house, because I probably forgot to take him from there, so he will gonna be haunting someone else in the future. No one lives there now, so. Okay, so now I'm gonna show Anna. She lives at a big mansion because, you know, goth money. She wants to have another baby? Are you crazy, woman? I'm trying not to populate the town so much in this generation, but still, I'm of course eating something as always. Still, I get a lot of twins. I mean, I got 2 pairs of twins, which is still many. Oh, and she's also afraid of having a baby. That's a normal thing in The Sims 2. Yeah, so there's Michael and Miranda. And they both look, especially Miranda looks a lot like Alan, but okay. From the beginning. Anna is the youngest child of Heidi. Yes. Heidi, oh, I forgot to say that who Heidi is. Heidi is an adopted daughter of Dina Caliente. Yes. And she used to be named Goth because Dina had the name after Mortimer. But yeah. And yeah, Heidi was the one who was cheated on by Gallagher, and they got divorced and stuff, but they still have 3 kids. And yeah, Anna is the youngest and the prettiest probably. Maybe not. I don't really know. She looks different, definitely. And she got married to Alan. Alan is the guy who used to have like this golden bangs haircut. He is the son of Bo Broke and oh Jesus. And Sean Kierney. Kierney. I don't even know. Yeah. He was adopted, of course, because they're gay. Yeah, so they live in this huge house, and they have twins, and they have a butler and stuff because they can afford it. So she's unemployed, but he lives at intelligence. Works at intelligence. Lives at intelligence. What? Yeah. I think that's it. I will show you the whole house. Oh, and they have a dog. They took one of the Dalmatians from Heidi's house as well. And I think Michael looks pretty interesting. He looks a bit like Anna, but also a bit like Alan. He is very, very mixed, and I like that. I'm really curious what they will look like later. Yeah. So here's like a bedroom, and here's a bedroom of it's like connected to the main bedroom, and it's a bedroom of the toddlers, and here's a playroom or something. Oh, okay then. Yeah, and there are plenty of rooms that aren't really used much, like this one. So maybe they will have another kid, actually. I don't know. Their kids are not gonna be very attractive, but oh well. Okay, so now it's probably the best to show you the Kierneys. So here's Sean. He was an NPC. And he's Bo. Yeah, he was a toddler at the beginning of the game, and he's close to dying. Well, not really that close, but he's an elder. Oh! Hi there. And here's Clara. That's another really weird story in the series, because... oh god. Because Clara is technically... well, she is their daughter, but technically, biologically, she is a daughter of Bo and a surrogate mother, Alexandra Wolf, that I made. Yes, because I wanted to like continue Bo's genetics, because I really like what he looks like, and it was pretty inconvenient for me to like let the genetics pass. So is she fat? Are you fat? Oh, you are fat. That's really weird. Okay. She's the fat kid. And he's the opposite. Oh. Finally. Okay. What? Why do you want to quit job when you can retire? What? Oh yeah, he works at education, and he's pretty successful. And he's pretty successful at culinary. They have plenty of extra money, but they still live in this small house. I rebuilt it a bit to make Clara her own room. I expanded the house a little bit. Yeah, this used to be Alan's room. Yeah, that's what Alan used to look like when I used to record the series. Yes, they still have a daughter, but she is a child, and I don't think she will probably live alone as a teenager, because they will probably die before she becomes an adult. But she will manage it somehow. Maybe she will live with Alan or something. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. Okay, now I will show you Jaden and Luke before you forget who they are. Okay, so here lives Jaden and Stella. Yeah, they live in an apartment building, in a flat. It's a pretty big flat, I guess. Yeah, and she wants to have a baby, and they are gonna get married soon. So, yeah, everything seems to be perfect. But let me continue. Yeah, everything seems to be fine, but she actually has a really big thing for Luke Pleasant, because they have a really strong chemistry. And I just couldn't resist at college when they were all together, like Jaden, Stella, Luna, Luke, also Sue Burb was with them too. We'll get to her, and her boyfriend, and there were like 7 of them. Yeah, so things got really complicated down there. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with this affair, but I have some idea. Yeah. So that's it. That's what Stella looks like as an adult. Whoa, show yourself. Yes, she's a very pretty woman for an alien. And actually, the fact that Celeste looks like her is not really a bad thing. Yeah, and that's Jaden. He is probably the most adorable man in this town, just brushing his teeth. Yeah, he is a son of the vampires, which is Philip and Georgia, but he was like unofficially adopted by Gavin Newson. Yeah, because Georgia abandoned him and stuff, and he was raised by Gavin, and he used to live with Gavin and Meadow and stuff, and Luna is pretty much his sister, even though she's really his cousin. Yeah, so that's the story. That's the backstory of Jaden, if you don't remember. And he actually met his father. Yeah, I will find this. Met Philip. Yes. Nice to meet you, stranger. Dad. Yeah, and it's funny that he has like a lot of memories of the Pleasant and Broke family, even though he's technically not connected to them. But okay. Yeah, so he met his father, they talked and stuff, and that was pretty funny. Like, when you imagine it happening in real life, you talk to some vampire. Wait, he probably wasn't a vampire then. I can't remember anymore. But yeah, you talk to some guy, either a vampire or not, and you don't even realize it's your father, even though you really look like him. He really looks like Philip and Georgia. So yeah, that's really weird. Okay, so here's Luke. Yeah, that's Buck's and Brittany's son. I actually like him a lot. That's probably one of my favorite Sims in this town. And yeah, he of course has a thing for Stella. But I'm actually planning to get him together with someone else. Stella will probably stay with Jaden. Yeah, so he lives in like this apartment. He's he wants to be rich. Well, he used to be actually living with his parents, but he didn't really want to live with his parents anymore. He wanted to be independent, so he got himself. Okay. He got himself this small apartment, but it's very stylish, I think, and it even has another floor. So yeah, it's a pretty decent apartment. So maybe let's see Rose, but first, here's I won't go into this family because there's nothing really interesting in there. That's Garrett Newson and his wife. I played with them probably in the last episode, or one before the last. I'm gonna sneeze. Oh god, bless me. Yeah, so these are her parents. Rose, she's very pretty. I think I'm gonna sneeze again. Yeah, that's Rose Newson, and actually she is probably the one that will gonna marry Luke. They kinda match each other, I guess. Yeah, she's very, very pretty. She is pretty much the first template, but that Mora has, her mom, but with this real, like, claw in the eyes after Garrett. Yes, I definitely like her, and I like her outfit, but she now has the journalist outfit, but I like the hat. I want to have this kind of hat in real life, but I can never buy it. Okay, so now the Calientes. There are still 5 families to show. Oh my god, there's so many of them. Okay, one of my favorite families. They have a son now, but okay, from the beginning. That's Carlos. You know, there was this thing that he used to be married to Alice, but he had a baby, Evelyn, that is halfway through adulthood now, with her sister Jane, and she got divorced with Alice when he found out that Evelyn was his daughter, and they had another daughter that is Hazel. I showed her already, and they now have a son as well, His name is very tricky. We'll get to that. Because I don't know if you remember, but Carlos is actually a son of Nina Caliente and Daniel Pleasant, and he wanted to give his son kind of a Latino name. He will probably look like him a bit, and I'm really happy about that. And he named him Daniel, but he actually doesn't know his heritage, his Pleasant heritage. That sounds really nice. Pleasant heritage. Yeah, so it's a coincidence that Daniel is named Daniel and is Daniel's grandson. Yeah. And there's another funny thing about that, but in another family. Yeah, I think that's it. That's Carlos. I really like him, and he is gonna be old, like, today. No, Carlos, don't be old. You're too awesome. Don't die. This episode will be so long, dude. Okay, this family is really interesting because we have Daniel. Yes, I really wanted to resurrect Calin. That's a long story. Calin died like accidentally. I used to not know why she died. She had like an argument because of Dawn and with the Calientes and stuff. She died at the very beginning of my game. She was gone, and after resurrecting her, I found out that she probably died because of a ghost, because her last memory is that she saw a ghost of Agnes Crumplebottom, which is interesting that it was actually Agnes, which is a very morbid sim of the Goth family, I guess. That was actually her that killed her. Okay, so I had to resurrect Daniel to resurrect Calin. So Daniel is back, and they are kind of together, I guess. He had a lot of more affairs after Mary Sue died, because Mary Sue died way earlier than Daniel. He will live long. So yeah, so there is before Angela and Dustin died, they made a bakery. Yeah, they own a small business of a bakery, and Zoe, the youngest one, the youngest child of Angela and Dustin. There is also Buck and Carol. Yes, I showed them already. Yeah, so Zoe is now in charge of the whole bakery, and she used to live alone and manage everything alone. She has an employee, but she will probably not need that employee anymore, because there's Daniel and Calin now to help. And actually, Calin is a very good cook, so I think she will make all the pies and cakes and stuff. So and Zoe can focus on other things. Yeah. She used to be pretty unhappy after the death of her parents. Well, that's understandable. There's another funny thing that Daniel has, wait, where is it? Yes. Met new grandchild Daniel. Not really, Daniel. You're supposed to not know that you even have a grandchild. I mean, like this particular grandchild. Yes. You had a bastard son that you don't know about, remember? Do you know Carlos? That would be really funny if you knew Carlos. No, you don't know Carlos. Okay. That's okay. Yeah, so we got Daniel back. I hope my game won't corrupt badly after all the resurrections, but okay. Yeah, so I made Calin wear like a normal sweater or something instead of the maid outfit. So she looks like this now. Okay, I think that's it. Okay, 3 families left. Let's make it quick. Rosand. Kier broke, but Rosand. So there was an episode called Liam's Art Gallery, and the art gallery is still here. Even we have even an employee and stuff. So that's Liam. He changed a little bit because he got older. He's of course painting, and that's Judith. Yes, Judith, don't get old, please, Judith. She's super hot still. Okay, so that's Vincent. He got passage to his dad's art gallery. No, to his dad's like a workplace. Yeah, and they are both. I think he studied fine arts or other arts that you can study in The Sims 2. Yeah, and he has a thing for Luna. They are having a relationship. I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do with it, but we'll see. Okay. So Vincent is pretty hot, and I keep confusing him with Jaden, even though they are not connected, like, at all. I mean, they're not supposed to be connected at all. So yeah. He's of course an adult, and there's also Chloe that was born on the record, and yeah, she was the one having brown hair and green eyes out of the blue. I mean, probably after Lilith or something. Yeah, they are grandchildren of Lilith and Dirk. Yes. Yeah, so that's Chloe. She is together with Oliver. I mean, they're not steady yet, but they will be. So, yeah. And what can I show? They have 3 cats and this really big house. And actually, there are not... I mean, the graves of Lilith and Dirk are now at the graveyard. I made a Pleasantview graveyard because they were really bothering everyone, especially Chloe. It was just a disaster. They kept like flying around one after another, like together all the time, and just haunting people also simultaneously. So it was pretty bad. Oh, Carlos, hi. Yeah, so that's it. Vincent is just gonna inherit the art gallery after his dad, and he's gonna paint. It will be pretty much the same thing. Probably. I'm not sure what kind of a plot twist I will make in this family yet, but there will be something. Okay, now maybe the Burbs. Here's Conrad, the ex-mayor. Yes. And his son is a mayor now. It was at the beginning of this episode. Here's Ginger Newson, now Burb, and she's a real granny right now. And Gavin is really dirty. Yeah, he was struck by a lightning, I think, and his face is actually expressing this so much. And Bailey is the middle child, and she is just enjoying life. And Sue is the youngest. It was the family where the firstborn syndrome was really obviously shown, because all the kids, Connor, Bailey, and Sue, are identical, just identical, and their personalities are the same. It's crazy. Yeah, so I didn't want every one of them to have kids, so it's only Sue and Connor. I mean, Connor doesn't have kids yet, but soon. Yeah, so Sue got together with some guy at college, and his name is actually Gavin, so you have 2 Gavins in the town. Yeah, and she is now named Sue Tan. And they have Riley. That is a total Gavin, which is a pain. But okay. Well, she's a girl, so she will look better anyway than Gavin, at least. Oh, and Bailey actually has a very big love thing with Philip. Yeah, they have a really high chemistry. Probably the highest. No, not the highest, but almost. And she also has chemistry with Gavin, which is hard. The house looks a bit different, but it's pretty much similar to what it used to be. And yeah, that's Ginger as a granny. Okay, the last but not the least, the Dreamer family. What? Okay. Yeah, I have a zombie. I probably mentioned in an episode that there was Sandy Broody lying in their graveyard because she like randomly died. So she got resurrected and she is now a zombie. Because that's another experiment in my game. Yes. Go walk and show how pretty you are. That's pretty funny. Okay, so we have Cordian, a son of Cassandra, and oh god, my favorite sim from Pleasantview. Not really favorite, but one of. Oh Jesus, Darren. Yes. Yeah, I know you're probably unhappy because you're a zombie. Yeah, she is a romance sim, so that can be tricky. There's Gabriella Newson, like now Dreamer, and Valerie. I used to want Valerie to be with Zoe, but they really don't really have much chemistry. So I decided that Valerie will be kind of experimenting with everything that's... Sandy, what are you doing? That's not your bed. Your bed is outside. Yes, here, close to the graveyard, where you belong. Yeah, where was I? And Valerie is pretty much, she is just like starting careers and going to the certain level where she can get a reward, and yeah, she has plenty of stuff in here and here, and a cow plant. That's the very, very, very first cow plant ever that I got in The Sims. Finally. Now I have one in The Sims 4 as well, but that was the first one, and that wasn't that long ago when she got it. Like, in the previous round or something. So, probably in summer. Yeah, probably in, like, July. Yeah, so there's plenty of stuff happening here, like not really family founding stuff, maybe soon, but yeah, like science stuff, I guess. She is now working at as a natural scientist. Oh yeah, because I probably wanted her to go on the top of this career and then go to another one, probably. Yeah, and she also wants to be a zombie, which I might or might not accomplish one day. Maybe let's show how what Valerie looks like now. She is rather pretty. She looks a lot like Cordian, so that means her face features are pretty much Cassandra. What are you doing? I want to show your face. God damn it, Cordian, just go. Yes, so that's Valerie right now. Yep. Pretty. Oh, right, there was another sim named Sandy dying. Sandy Fairchild dying in this household, on this lot, because of a cow plant. Because she took the cake. Like, how stupid Sims are to take the freaking cake. I didn't even realize the cow plant was hungry, and she just went there and died. Yes, fantastic. Another Sandy, that can't be a coincidence. Sims are just unpredictable. Okay, so I think that's it for this Pleasantview update, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. That was really long. I've recorded for like an hour and a half. But yeah, there were some people asking me to do this, and I think it's good to keep people updated, even though you probably got more confused than updated from this video, but okay. I think some stories are actually a bit interesting. Maybe they will inspire some of you to make a similar thing in your game. Yeah, special regards to Tommy. Hi! I hope you liked the video. He was the one harassing me about it. Okay, it wasn't harassment. It was just asking. Okay, so yeah, so that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Remember to subscribe, like, comment, stuff if you liked it, and see you in the next one. Someday. Bye. Well, okay, but aren't you married or something? Yeah, he's married to Kim Marshall. And he's making out with some dude? Oh my god, this game is so twisted. Just like the real life.